Hi everybody, Joe Fiduccia here again, and today's tip is going to be about pinning files in Windows 7. When you think about push pins, you'll want to think about pins in real life. For instance, you take a piece of paper and pin it to a bulletin board, and the idea behind doing that is to keep the paper visibly in front of you until you're ready to take it down. The pinning feature of Windows is very similar. It allows you to pin files to a virtual bulletin board, and the idea behind it is to keep those files easily accessible. So if you have files you regularly want access to or frequently go to, you can pin them to this bulletin board and keep them there until you're ready to remove them. To get us started with pinning, you can see that I have isolated the bottom left quadrant of my Windows screen. And down there you'll see along the taskbar I have a few Microsoft programs opened up. I have Outlook, I have Excel, and PowerPoint. But keep in mind right away that this feature is not limited just to Microsoft applications. You might have a proprietary application you frequently go to, and in that program you might regularly open files. This same procedure will work for many other applications that are not Microsoft specific. Now, one of the many available ways to use pins is to simply find the program for which you want to pin files to and right-click on that icon. When you right-click, one of the things you'll see right away is a list of recent files that you've accessed in that application. But more importantly, as you hover over each one of these files, a new feature that Windows now offers is this little push pin to the right-hand side. If you want frequent access to a file and you want easy access to that file, you simply click that push pin. What I want to do, for instance, is my mortgage schedule. I want to keep that easily accessible to me, even though I only open it once a month. So what I do is click that little push pin to the right of mortgage schedule, and then it gets pinned to the top of the list. Now, once the file is pinned, it will remain there. It will not remove itself from the list until I physically do so. So I'm going to go ahead and pin a few more files here. Maybe, for instance, I always want access to this file, so I again hover over it and click that little push pin to the right. And then maybe I'll find one more file in this list here. I'll click on that one and I'll pin that to our list. So now, as you can see, I have 3 files to the top, or at the top, underneath this pinned category. In the future, as I now open up new files, I can go down there to the bottom Excel icon and right-click on it. The recent file list will always change, but the pinned file list never will. So regardless of how many files I might open throughout the course of a day or a given week, I will always have access to the files that I pinned very quickly. Now again, keep in mind that this particular feature is not just limited to the Microsoft applications. You can use this in many other proprietary applications as well. But for another example here, you'll see that I have PowerPoint opened up. If I were to do the same thing where I place the mouse on the PowerPoint icon and right-click on it, I will then see the same list of recent files, just PowerPoint specific this time. Find the file I want quick access to and click that little pin to the right-hand side. That little push pin will put it to the top of the list, keeping it there until I am ready to remove it. Now, if you do have any pinned files that you no longer want at the top of a list, it's a matter of doing the exact opposite. You simply hover over the file you no longer want pinned and then click that little push pin to the right-hand side. That will drop it back down into the recent list, and it'll eventually drop off the list as you continue opening more files. I can do the same thing for Excel, where I right-click on my Excel icon, and I no longer need maybe this 2012 master here, so I can click that little pin to the right to remove it from the list. Once it's removed, it will not put itself back to the top unless you choose to pin it again. Now, this little demonstration here is just the tip of the iceberg with pinning. There are some other things we could know about it, and there are other ways of doing it. My goal, though, in this short demonstration is to simply introduce the topic to you and let you know that this is an available feature of Windows 7 that, in my experience, commonly goes unnoticed. You can pin as many files as you'd like, although you don't want to pin too many to the list because then it almost defeats the purpose of pinning in the first place. So keep the list concise, short. I recommend 5 or less files, but bottom line, pin things that you want quick access to on a regular basis. Thank you for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.